Hi, Cancer. Welcome to your November 2015 love reading. It's Rena here, and I do apologize. I seem to be doing your videos last several months consistently, and it's not intentional. It's just because of the way of the signs that are having their birthdays, and then I just kind of lose you in the shuffle. But I am glad to get this out to you. And the first card that I picked to describe the current state of affairs in your love life is the Queen of Wands in reverse. Now, one of the books that I like to go to quite a bit is Anthony Lewis, and he has a book called Tarot Plain and Simple. And he calls this the shadow side of the feminine. And I had to quote him because it doesn't get any more precise than that. And I'm thinking that this might be you acting very temperamentally and demanding. And, the moodiness, I can see that with Cancer. So, how has that manifested itself in your relationship? Is it just in a relationship that's going nowhere? Because Cancer tends to cling to relationships. And unfortunately, when we cling to something that is not good for us, two things happen. First of all, we waste time with a fruitless endeavor, but also it tends to trigger the shadow side of us, the worst in us. When we're involved in toxic relationships, have you ever noticed that it tends to bring out the worst in people? So this could be the scenario that is being played out. Or it could just be that because this is the shadow side of Cancer, is to be moody and manipulative and even sometimes domineering on the home front, that it might be wreaking havoc on a perfectly good relationship. So it's all about you. Cancer, being a water sign, has to really keep their emotions in check. And this doesn't just relate to women, by the way. Cancer is a feminine sign, but of course, there are men who are born under the sign of Cancer. And it relates to the fact that you are more concerned with your personal sphere than with the external world. So you're more concerned with your private universe, your family, your circle of friends, which you probably have had for many years, your home, your local area. And not to say that you don't like to travel or anything like that, but your orientation is very subjective, is very much on your personal life. And so what can happen is that you can lose sight of the fact that there is this objective reality, and you can see everything through your own conditioned viewpoint. And that can cause you to react emotionally because you're being triggered by the past or by what has happened to you, instead of being more detached. And this is true of all water signs. And so the temperamental nature of a water sign can really come about with Cancer. There is this tendency to be moody, to wear your heart on your sleeve. And if you're not in a good mood, then you might walk around with a frown on your face, that sort of thing. And that can kind of grate on people who are more detached in their emotional makeup. The message from the universe is temperance, and I totally see a connection with that first card is moderation. In your case, it would be with the emotion. Don't be so extreme. Go outside of yourself when you're looking at a particular situation, even if it directly affects you. Don't just see things from the distortion that comes about from all of our individual viewpoints, if we can kind of get our ego out of things, we can see things from a much broader perspective. The advice and action steps to take, the star card is one, which is a exceedingly positive card related to believing in unseen forces, having faith. If you have had a bout of pessimism about a relationship, this card urges you to cultivate hope. The corresponding card is the Four Swords in reverse, so this may indicate that some of you have been soul searching, and this is a call to put that to bed, to rest, and now it's time to get back into the fray and to take what you've learned from your hiatus and apply it to future relationships. And the outcome card is the King of Pentacles. The Pentacles relate to practical matters and to monetary resources or to property matters. So in a love reading, that might seem a bit confusing, but if we look at what the energy represents, the Pentacles relate to earth signs, Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. And the Kings relate to men who are in positions of authority. So what this can mean is that if we look at it symbolically, whether you are a man or a woman, that you become this person who is grounded, which the earth signs represent, and that automatically means that you have control over your emotions, that you are a leader, but you are a benevolent leader, and a leader that is also a practical leader, a person with good money management. For those who are looking for a male partner, this could mean that you meet an earth sign. Earth signs are very compatible, generally speaking, with water signs, like a Cancer. So that could possibly be in your future. So basically, Cancer, I see that it's just about looking at how you react to life and act within your relationships, and make sure that you get your emotions in check and that you don't resort to manipulative behavior, and that you are more stable in your moods, that you are conscious of the times when you have a tendency to be moody, and that you try to temper that with the Temperance card. It shows the need for that kind of stabilization, that you have faith. And the outcome is a very positive card, the King of Pentacles. I hope you enjoyed this reading, Cancer. If you would like a personalized reading that uses your personal birth data, click on the link below. And I wish you a wonderful November. Take care. Bye.